Everyone get out!
Hello tankers and tankettes, and welcome to a viewer spotlight. This is one from Armorama, aka PC War Machine, aka Jim Starkweather. And I think I've mentioned him in certainly my Minecraft videos. You may or may not know that I also post my work, my videos on his website, PC War Machine, which is part of his network, which is the Kitmaker network. And if you're interested in, well, if you're interested in World War II history generally, if you're interested specifically in model making, model tanks, model vehicles from that period, then you should definitely go check out the Kitmaker network. I think it is one of the biggest of its kind on the web. But he's actually started his own a sub-site called PC War Machine, and it's got its own YouTube channel. He does his own replays, but he submitted this game to me because I think he said himself, as a result of me having my derp82, he was inspired to try it out for himself. And oh boy, derp is the very much the operative word here. This game is going to be quite silly. So it's Malinovka, and there is artillery on each side. Unfortunately, the enemy team has ATF-5 artillery, a griller. That could be ouchy when you're driving an AT2. Now Jim has got binos, which they're sort of limited use on the AT2. It's not got a good view range at all, but the camo might potentially be quite useful. He's also, as you can see, got painted camo, and like I said, it's the derp 82. It's the 3.7-inch howitzer, which I think personally is just hilarious. It's not as funny as, say, the KV2 gun, but as derps go, the British 3.7-inch is actually not too bad. So he's just looking for targets at the moment, and there's a prime example of the howitzer reticle bug slash feature of the Wargaming have said it's part, it's a thing in the big world engine that apparently they don't know how to eliminate. So derp shell over at that guy, and he's already been tracked by the T-49, but yeah, it doesn't matter that much. Now this thing uses HE and heat ammo as well, so sometimes if you're coming up on somebody's rear armour, for instance, if you're flanking a KV-1S, that's a good time to load the heat ammo. Oh, and there's artillery. He's basically defending this flank pretty much. There's a BDR and an Su-85 there as well, but they don't really have the armour for this sort of engagement where everyone's shooting at them across the field. And yeah, trying to hit a moving target when you just have a bit of the tank to shoot at with this gun is not the easiest task. Oh, no, there we go, he's down. There's a Chaha, and he's sitting still. He's just sitting there. This could be good. Oh, I didn't one-shot him, but still. This gun is so funny. It's just with the normal, the 6-pounder, you have to basically sit there and take the punishment, and that gives people time to aim at your weak spots basically. Whereas this thing, because it's got a longer reload, yes, it's less predictable, but it gives you time to angle in between shots, it gives you time to get into cover. I like that feature of the gun, but it's not why I use this gun, it's just because it's funny. So we see there the whole northern part of the map is, I mean, this team is losing so badly right now, 3-8. It's looking unlikely that this is going to be a win. But would I be showing you this replay if it was going to go how you think it's going to go? Probably not. So he was turning to maybe look up the hill, but there's an A20. The A20 in itself is not much of a threat, but it kind of depends what's coming up behind it. And if he's spotting for artillery. So there we go. Boom. One shot. Derp to the face. Now, Panzer IV and the Su-85 are sort of defending the other side, and Jim's just looking for stuff on this side. But, like I've said, this thing does not have a good view range particularly. I think it's like 310, 320 meters. It's not as bad as the Stug, but it's kind of, I think it's roughly on a par with, actually I think it might be on a par with the Stug. Not as bad as the Hetzer is what I was going to say, and then for some reason Stug came in my head because I was going to say Stug afterwards. That's how my brain works, because words are hard, you guys. Words are hard. So he decides to go on the offensive against this T-49, who could very well be a one-shot kill. Oh, unfortunately it explodes on the gun mantle or whatever. But this is very, very dangerous Because, ouch, yes, he just took a big hit in the side from a KV-1, or... What was that, artillery? It could have been a derp KV-1 shooting at him. It's not quite clear where their KV-1 is. That was an Su-85 that nailed the track there, so the Su-85 is shooting at him. Something else hit him for a lot of damage. It might have actually been the Grilla. But he's made it this far. He's survived, although he's on very low health now, 166. The AT2 doesn't get a particularly high health pool compared to a lot of tier 5s, but it does better than a lot of tier 5 tank destroyers, and that's kind of crucial. I think a lot of them are around 300, 350 hit points, so it is actually not bad for a tank destroyer when you look at it in that context. A lot of people see the armor and they think, you know, it's a kind of pseudo heavy tank, and it sort of is, but not in terms of hit points. It can't take that many damaging hits. So he knows this stuff here. He's just looking now, basically. But this seems really unlikely, right? I mean, oh dear, see, more splash damage. They've got a Grilla, and actually there is their Grilla. They've got the Su-85, there's a Cruiser 4, there's a T-34, and basically the stuff coming from the other flank. There's also still a Lorraine left alive as well. 11 health! Surely this is going to end so badly. I mean, this is ridiculous now at this point. The fact that he's even still alive at all. No. That was, it would have been nice if that had killed that guy, but alas, no. Right, Gorilla, and there's that reticle bug. But, boom. The trajectory of these shells means that it went over that gap. It went over the wall of the house, and yeah. Now at this point, the enemy team could have just capped. But they decide 11 health, 82. This'll be easy, right? This'll be so easy. I mean, okay, it's two top tiers left. You know, a medium tank and a tank destroyer. Tank destroyer is probably quite damaged, but there's still an artillery. There's the Covenanter and the Cruiser 4, which with gold ammo can pen an 82 if they get round behind it. So there's no way that this is going to actually be a win, right? Not with 11 health. No, that's just ridiculous. Why would you even think that? There's the T-34, and it depends what gun he's got, but he could definitely get the weak spots of this thing fairly easily. Now, he is sort of protected in this little hollow, but not from artillery, and boom! There we go. Covenanter down. T-34 decides to try his luck, because he knows he's obviously reloading. Don't think he's got the top gun. Is that the 57mm? And he doesn't have enough gun depression, so Jim gets to go. Boom! Except it goes in the tracks, which is kind of annoying. And if he'd aimed a little bit higher, he might have been at maximum elevation, though. Again, in the tracks, and just exploded and did no damage. But if he hits actual armor rather than the tracks, there we go. Now it's an Su-85, a Lorraine, and the Cruiser 4. And here's the Su-85. Next! Oh, missed. Su-85 goes for it. I don't know if he was trying to go for a ram, or I don't even know. But, boom. Okay, there we go. Isn't this just plain ridiculous? I mean, this is... Oh my word, this is just silly. It's just... The AT2 at tier 5, when you're top tier, you can do the most ridiculous things sometimes. He shouldn't be getting away with this. He really shouldn't. 11 health. 11 health. One good splash from that Lorraine 39. But no. So now he's just waiting. He's doing a little look-see, see if the Cruiser 4 is coming at him as well. Doesn't look like it. He's in with a good chance of winning this now. I mean, that was by far the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a while. But he's actually, because of the enemy team, the ones that came at him were damaged enough that he could basically one-shot them, apart from the T-34, which took a couple of goes. But at this stage, he could still, it could still be a loss. That artillery could still hit him. 11 health. One artillery shell is all it would need. Hell, the Cruiser 4 could do it if it got behind him and put a couple of premium shells in his ass. So we're going to fast forward a little bit here, because he's just trying to see. I mean, they know where he is. He's trying to see if they're going to come at him, and that's fair enough. You don't want to come rushing out of the bushes and suddenly blam, artillery shell to the face. That's never fun. So at the moment, he's kind of... He's got no clue where they might be. We know where the Cruiser 4 was, but the Cruiser 4's fast, could be halfway across the map. And there's the artillery. The artillery... he decides to go hero mode and actually try and TD the TD Jim. But all Jim needs is one shot. Tier 3 artillery. Yeah. And you can see he's actually used quite a lot of his... I think he used 2 of his heat shells during that. He's also used most of his HE shells. So he's just looking for just an edge of the tank is all he needs, because even splash damage will hurt this guy. And... oh, there we go. Boom. Nice. Through the wreck. So it's the Cruiser 4 now. And we'll speed it up a little bit again, because the AT2 is not the fastest tank. We know where he was. There's a chance he's still there, so we might as well check it out. It's not like... oh, there he is. It's not like there's any danger of anyone sneaking up behind Jim at this point. Tries for a shot through the window. Pretty hard with the derp. But it actually seems like this guy's AFK, maybe? He's not moving around, he's not doing anything. He's exactly where he was last spotted, which was minutes and minutes and minutes ago. So there's a good chance Jim can just roll up to him and derp him. So it's just a matter of... yeah, he's not moving. He's actually not there at all. And it doesn't look like Jim can get him through the windows. So it's just a matter of pootering around the end of the building and blam, derp shell. So there, he's not totally certain, but I don't think... I've yet to see anyone ever in World of Tanks, in all my battles playing, like, boom, 9 kills in fact. I've yet to see anyone ever successfully, like, fake out that they were actually AFK and then come alive at the last moment, because the kind of situations where that would work are few and far between, and letting someone come up on behind on you is just not a good idea to begin with. So out of that, he got, and it's an impressive roster, his Ace Tanker game. He got a Spartan Medal, he got Radley-Walters and Top Gun, he got Steel Wall, and he actually got Kolobanov's medal as well, because he was all alone at the end there, and they came at him pretty much one by one, which is always a nice thing. His damage count was pretty high, 2,165, which was a good chunk of the team's damage. About 5 or 6 people didn't do anything at all. 1,478 base XP. With premium was over 2,000 XP. So I don't know if that's his best game ever in terms of XP, but it can't be that far off. And his potential damage received was nearly 3,000. It was 2,875. So on the whole, that was fairly silly, and it was not really a match you would ever expect to survive, but he did. And it's almost a lesson in sometimes why you keep trying even when the odds seem, you know, it was what, 6 or 7 against 1 at one point when, you know, the last remaining member of his team had died. And at that point, I think a lot of players would just kind of give up and go, oh, okay. But sometimes if you just keep plugging away at it, you can do the impossible, and that's what Jim did in this case. So there you go, derp82. It's a barrel of laughs. It's not quite the barrel of laughs that the KV2 is, but I don't know what it is about derp guns. They're just hilarious in a way that really no other kind of gun is in this game. So if you like this replay, you can hit the like button, you can leave a comment below, you can check out Jim's website, Armorama, or Kitmaker, PC War Machine, any of his websites. You can check out his YouTube channel, which is also called PC War Machine. All these links will be below. They will be below, even. Well done, me. You can subscribe to my channel, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.